You have a sacred purpose, Scorpio, that it feels like you are stepping into more deeply in the month of September. And Spirit is offering you a practice to help you ground in, purify, amplify yourself and your purpose, whatever that may be. And when I say a purpose, we all came here with a sacred purpose. There's not one that's better than another because more people know about it. For example, so writing the great American novel is not a more sacred purpose than being a mother or a community member or a wonderful follower or whatever. Great leader, yeah, sure, all of them. Run the gamut. But we all have a purpose. And your purpose is expanding. And that means you need more energy to fuel that purpose. And so the practice that Spirit is offering you, Scorpio, is to, for a few minutes each day, close your eyes and envelop yourself in a sphere of energy. And inside of that sphere, whatever transformation, whatever shedding, whatever empowerment, whatever purification, alchemization, whatever needs to happen is allowed to happen through the power of your intention. For the power of you collecting the energy that is already floating around in space and saying, coalesce around me. I summon these aspects to coalesce around me and to fill me, to pervade me, so that I may be who it is I am meant to be. Kind of a deep way to kick off the reading. Hi, I'm Madeline, and I'm a fellow Scorpio stellium. So pleased to have you here, Scorpio. Welcome to your September reading. We're going to get into the story of your month now that we've received a channeled message from Spirit, kind of an overarching thought to keep in mind throughout. And we'll also pull a persona card to look at who you are showing up as and what kind of qualities Spirit is most highlighting in you for the month of September. So thank you, Spirit, guardians, and guides of all of those who carry the archetype of Scorpio who turn into this reading. Thank you for your presence, Spirit. We ask you to show us the truth of what themes are showing up for Scorpio people in the month of September. What kind of energies, opportunities, individuals are showing up in September? And what do you most want Scorpio people to know about it for their highest good, Spirit? What is your guidance for Scorpio people in the month of September? What are they encountering? And how can they make the most of what shows up for their highest good, for their peace, contentment, fulfillment, abundance, ease? For their passion, for their purpose, Spirit, for Scorpio, Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising. What is the key, Spirit? What is the key that Scorpio needs to know to make the very most of September? Let's see what we got here. Bonus card. Okay, Scorpio. Let's see. Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon and rising, Scorpio dominant folks, 8th house dominant folks. What is showing up? Wow. Wow. Beautiful. A gorgeous reading, Scorpio, really powerful. Whenever I see the Emperor and the Empress together in a reading, it's just incredibly promising. A lot that can, quote unquote, be born when there's energy like this available, literally and figuratively. I see you opening up a lot in the month of September in a couple different ways, but mainly I'm talking about emotionally and spiritually. And, I used the word pervade earlier, like to let me be a sponge for spiritual energy. Let me unclutter, let me wipe clean my lens so that the light can shine through me exactly as it is meant to. You are clarifying, purifying, releasing beautifully scorpionic energy, and that allows so much magic to flow into your life. So you are coming through as the Knight of Cups this month, in transition, not where you've been and not where you're going to end up, but on your way, riding the wave, an emotional and spiritual wave. Cups, right? Because again, you know, cups at their most transcendent can represent the spirit, because love is, you know, the fascia of the universe. It's what holds everything and everyone together. And when it's clarified, love is at the bottom of everything. You are moved and you are moving other people. That's what Spirit is saying. Like, as in, you are opening hearts. You are affecting other people. I feel like family figures very prominently in your life this month. Ten of Pentacles is sitting in the past or the point of reference, family, generations, legacy, the support that you get from your family, financial, emotional, etc., the protections of home. I'm wondering if some of you are traveling home. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Some of you might be visiting family this month. The Six of Swords is showing up in the present, moving forward, again, clarifying, clearing off the lens, seeing what really matters, and going forward. Now, Scorpio, great time to remind you, I'm an intuitive reader, I'm a medium. The cards are a jumping off point, but Spirit is talking to me about the things that are showing up for you. And so, like I said, for some of you, this won't apply to everybody because this is quite specific, but for some of you are traveling home. And for some of you, this moving on is away from home, is away from, this is how I was trained to do it, this is how my family did it, this is the legacy of, you know, where I came from. But I am taking the pain, I am taking the swords out of my body. I am resolving that I don't need to carry the pain inside of my body to be able to remember what I needed to learn from that. So pulling the swords out, and they become a compass. You know, they become values. For example, is like, this way that I was hurt, the only useful aspect of this way that I was hurt is to know that I will never do this, and I will never allow this to happen to me ever again, for example, right? But I don't need to constantly remind myself or tell myself the story anymore of the way that this person hurt me, because that is effectively just grabbing the sword and wriggling it around in there too to keep the wound fresh. You know, you got to keep it because stay sharp. No. Pulling out the swords, moving on from ways of doing it that you are beyond now, that you are way past. So I see clarity, and I see forward motion, and I see things getting better and better and better. Let's jump right over to your hopes and fears. The Eight of Cups. What do the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords have in common? Moving on, leaving some pain behind. Eight of Cups is recognizing where there is stagnancy in your life, where things are held up, where you're being held down, where your growth is being stifled, where your spirituality and faith are being stifled, which brings us to the other number 8 in your reading, the Star, sitting in the position, oh, and of course I mean that it's number 17, and that reduces to number 8, and all of the lower 8s are related to the higher 8s, right? So the Star reduces to number 8, and the Star is about faith. It's about moving on faith, even if the whole world would be like, what are you doing and why are you doing it like that? What do you mean you're guiding yourself by the stars when the sun comes up and will show you everything that's right in front of your face? But it's not about what's right in front of your face. It's about what your spirit knows. It's about what you feel through your whole body. Like, no, but I need to do this. I need to move in this direction. Doesn't matter if anybody else gets it or not. Moving by that faith and trusting that even if that means I bump into things or I get a few scratches or a few people see me metaphorically naked, like the woman in the Star is, The whole point is I have no shame about my journey, and I have no shame about, if we come back to the Six of Swords and pulling the swords out, I have no shame about my scars. I have no shame about, yes, where you can see the shapes of the wounds that I have carried, because those wounds have been dug into wells that I have filled with spirit, that I've filled with love. And so they've transformed from wounds into wells that I can pour from. Sitting in the future. The Empress, clarified by the Three of Pentacles. 3 and 3. Again, all of the upper threes are the ancestors of the lower threes. So manifestation, creation, the birth of something. The manifestation to the point where everybody else can see it. Not like, for example, the Ace of Pentacles, where it's like only you might even know about the seed of an idea. The Three of Pentacles is like other people can see now what you're doing, even if it is still in its early stages, in its infancy, Empress. You are building and honing something of massive, massive potential, the outcome or the full fruition of which is yet to be seen, Empress. Tons of potential. It's worth your time. It's worth your time. And it's worth your discipline, which is the Emperor sitting in the guidance position. The Emperor puts up the walls of safety and the rules and the organization around the Empress so that she can be free to give birth to what she is creating, right? He creates the safety. He creates the limits so that she can be boundless inside of those limits, okay? So what are the beneficial limits that you need? And what are structures that are too rigid in your life? Look at both of these and adjust as necessary. I'm not here for the gender binary, but when we talk about the Emperor and the Empress as quote-unquote divine masculine and divine feminine, I look at it like yin and yang, right? Yin and yang. Yang, the sun, solar, masculine, outward, action-oriented, versus feminine, yin, the moon, receptive, creative, the womb in which anything can become, right? So balancing your yin and your yang and being, using those quote unquote feminine and masculine aspects to look at what does an ideal father, patriarch, a benevolent patriarch act like, right? He reminds us to get up at the right time and eat our vegetables and do our homework before we go to bed so that when we have our fun, we can really have fun, right? So bring in the benevolent aspects of that Emperor so that those beautiful aspects of your Empress can fully express themselves because they're safe inside these structures. Does that make sense? When I make these rules or routines or rituals for myself, it allows my creativity to flourish or my energy to flourish or etc. You know what I'm saying? Sitting in the key position, Six of Cups. Some of you may literally, again, have a reunion between the Six of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. Could be getting together with family or at least reaching out to them, or people who feel like family, like people from your deep, deep past, longtime friends or siblings, things like that. But I feel flow. I feel flow, and perhaps after a time of restriction or feeling stagnant. So have a little fun. If you are looking for ways to have more fun and to open your heart and to play with vulnerability and creativity, look to your inner child. Look to your past self before, kind of your original essence was clouded up or cut off by what other people thought about you. It was like, oh, well, my younger self loved to dance. And maybe I don't do that anymore because I'm aware of how other people are looking and whether it's good or not and blah, blah, blah. But young me loved to dance or paint or sing or whatever. And how can you embrace more of that and consciously, purposefully shed judgments, expectations, etc. Because those are the kind of malevolent patriarchal things that crush the creativity instead of allowing it to flourish. Again, be that good parent that when they hear their little, 3-year-old singing and it's completely off key and there are no words, and anybody with any thought, you know, if you put them in Carnegie Hall, everybody would walk out or laugh or whatever. But when you see them doing it, you say, that's so beautiful. I love the way that you're expressing yourself. I love the way that you know exactly the sound you want to make and you make it without worrying about it. Like, I love that. Celebrate yourself like that, and then see what you can give birth to. How do you feel about that, Scorpio? I hope it's hitting. It's hitting me. I appreciate you being here, Scorpio. Thank you for your time and attention. I hope that this serves you well. And if I don't see you before then I hope I will see you in your mid-month reading. Bye.